In the void left by the giants reverting to a more primitive state, go watch that video if you haven't seen it yet, the door was open for new societies to form, and with that, we finally find ourselves in the starting location for most Eberron games. You know it, you love it, Corvair. In Corvair, the first Goblin Kingdoms start to arise in what is now known as modern-day Breland and Dargan. They expand and build for about 8,000 years, while clashing with some lizardfolk tribes to the east and some orc tribes to the west. This causes the orcs to unite into some new nations, creating a fierce rivalry.
Excuse me, my fine green friend. I would love to inquire as to the possibility of you giving us all your worldly possessions so we don't have to unalive you.
No stuff. Stuff ours. You give stuff, we no eat you.
Oh, you think you are so tough? Ready for a bit of the old rough and tumble? Well, very well. Giblorm, show them some good old goblin hospitality.
Yes, sir!
15,000 years later, the Goblin nations have united into the Dhakaani Empire. With hobgoblins being the basis for society, bugbears were bred as shock troopers, and goblins were mostly kept as... slaves. Jesus, what I would give for one video where I don't have to mention slavery. The Dhakaani culture was mostly focused around warfare, with most magic items from the time being weapons and armor. Ruins from this age would often be military outposts made to supply troops or defend an area, making them highly sought after by modern adventurers for rare items and loot collected by the Dhakaani from this period. The Dhakaani on a whole worshipped no gods, instead devoting themselves to the Empire. As such, divine magic was something rarely, if ever, used. The magic of the Dhakaani society was mostly focused around a tradition of female bards called Dhakaani, or dirge singers. In the year 14,000, the Dhakaani Empire clashed with a Dragonborn Empire in the Talenta Plains, for a period known as the Goblin Wars, while the Orc nations continued to hold out in an area now known as the Eldeen Reaches. This continues for 1,000 years, until the Dragonborn retreat to Kubara, for reasons we will go into in another video. Make sure to follow and subscribe. This opened the new path for goblins to push further into the Talenta Plains, finally pushing the local lizard folk over the Endworld Mountains and also into Kubara. The Dhakaani then tried to keep pushing northeast over the Ironroot Mountains.
Hello there, sorry to intrude, but we were looking to cross this mountain range and continue to expand our empire, but we couldn't help but notice the large nation you have built here that is sort of in our way. So we were wondering if you would be ever so kind as to let us through so that we can take over everything you have ever built and possibly keep you as slaves. How does that sound to you?
No, piss off!
Well, we tried, everyone. Pack it up.
Sneak attack! Ah! The United Dwarf Nations stopped the Dhakaani from pushing over the Ironroot Mountains into the modern-day Mror Holds, landing the Dhakaani Empire their biggest defeat to date. They were able to score some wins over the Tanadel Elves, though, that had travelled from Aranel to establish a colony in Valinor, causing many to flee back from whence they came. They also managed to beat out a group of gnomes nicknamed by scholars of the time as the Jungle Rats, sending them fleeing into the wilderness or taking them as more slaves. Despite some minor setbacks with the orcs and the dwarves, the Dhakaani Empire ruled over Corvair, and surely nothing would go wrong for them.
Good day, fine sir. Welcome to our wonderful empire. Would you kindly surrender so that we can begin to
Give us your planet.